Fuck off, you spooky bitch.
Well, we're back. We're back again for another week of the aptly named Ray Hyclak Show. A lot of stuff over the week. Big deaths. Robert Duvall, R.I.P. to the man. A couple other people have kicked the bucket since this has been a thing, and we'll get down to more of it if my internet stays with it, and so do you. Thank you, guys. Ray Hyclak Show is live, and we're gonna bring that down to 0, end the thing, bring that back up, and do that as the show continues. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We got some big shit to talk about tonight. Sean Strickland also was a bit of a naughty boy. On the UFC post-fight press conference after his victory against Fluffy Hernandez at UFC Houston. Didn't watch the whole card, been busy. Today especially was a very busy day, but we thank you guys for being here. If you're watching on Abraham Drinking, if you're watching wherever you're watching on the 4 platforms that carry me, including Rumble. Rumble still has me. I don't know how I haven't been kicked off of there just for being boring. But we are this is the Ray Hyclak Show, live every single Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. If you found me through the Reels or the Shorts on YouTube, thank you. Thank you for being here. I got some new subscribers out of that, and got some good ones up there. Team USA, too. Team USA winning the fucking gold medal for the first time. I didn't realize that. I honestly didn't realize that we hadn't won a gold medal since 1980. I guess it was true. Canada just had a monopoly on the sport for decades upon decades. And yeah, Sweden would show up every once in a while. Finland, the really white countries would show up. But we'll talk about more of gold medal magic for Team USA's hockey team for the first time since 1980. Also, 2 WWE-related shits going on. Vince McMahon, his body cam from his accident in August is out now. We'll cover a little bit of that coming up in the show. Along with somebody broke in to the old Titan Towers in Stamford, Connecticut, and we'll talk about what they found. I'm amazed that wasn't locked down tighter than Fort Knox. Like, I'm really kind of astonished that it was that easy to break into, but we'll talk more about it later. First thing I want to talk about is the Sean Strickland controversy. Y'all probably saw UFC Houston this past weekend. Geoff Neal got thrown into the Matrix after getting knocked out, which hilarious. I like Geoff Neal, but he got fucked up the last time I saw him. I think it was Shavkat Rakhmonov was the last Geoff Neal thing. Let me see. Oh, did they take? They didn't take this away. Did they? They didn't take. They didn't take Sean Strickland. Oh, they didn't take the presser down, did they? Oh my God! I'm gonna be okay. There it is. There it is. Cool. 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 All right. I'm loading up the thing here because it's literally like the last 5 minutes of this. I think it's this right here. Okay. So apparently, I didn't know about the Aspen Ladd situation. So I'm not going to comment nor make allegations of any trainer in the MMA, boxing, whatever space. I just refuse to know what's going on. But yeah, oh man, this video is hard to watch. It really is. Let me see. Yeah, I gotta move it back here. I wish I had a producer that could like to. All right, like there it is. Perfect. Let's bring that back. Screen share. This is why I need a producer, dude. This is why I need a goddamn producer. All right. Okay, so Sean, known for being a controversial fella, known for just being sometimes a right knob job for the worst reasons, sometimes great human being. We've seen him run the gamut on a lot of things. And for him to just go off on this rant, and they cut this off, by the way. They cut this shit off like 32 minutes into this. This usually lasts like an hour or so. It usually lasts an hour. This thing lasted 32:22, I think. Let me see what the timestamp is. Where is it? Yeah, I would say 20. It was 25, a little under 25 minutes is how long this press conference lasted. And let's just kind of watch Sean Strickland be Sean Strickland, I guess. I don't know what the best way to say this is. But let's watch this.
Did you like the fact that they were booing you a little bit?
Nah, I don't give a fuck, dude. You know, it's actually kind of funny. Everybody, my whole corner's putting their head down. So if you notice, usually when I go into a fight, I'm fucking locked in, dog.
He's
I'm
ready
looking at
to
this
just
motherfucker.
fuck shit up.
I'm gonna fuck you up. He's looking at me, and then I noticed in the corner of my eye. Because you need something like...
Because he likes Fluffy. He said this in the press conference, and he's got to like call, I guess, to apologize for attempting to have some kind of finger altercation, middle finger, where he he flipped the bird, I guess. First part sounded terrible, by the way, but flipped the bird to Fluffy Hernandez's daughter. That's why they were talking in the cage after the fight. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Sean Strickland fucked Fluffy Hernandez's world up last night in Houston. He beat the piss out of him. Absolutely beat the living shit out of Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy had some flashes, but it was the Sean Strickland show, like it should be when it's a Sean Strickland fight. I mean, I'm not like a huge super fan of Sean Strickland. I saw Sean Strickland fight when he wasn't Sean Strickland, when he was just Sean Strickland fighting, I think it was Kamaru Usman at UFC 210. I think it was Strickland versus Kamaru for the belt, if I'm not mistaken. Or before the belts, is what I was trying to say. And I saw him once fight when he was nothing. But we'll just continue on this little wild rant here.
You need some hate when you fight, right? Like you just can't go in there and like you gotta come from a place of hate just a little bit. And I noticed in the corner of my eye, Jim West, that motherfucker's looking at me, and I look at Jim West. You'll see, if you look at the fight, I like veer off. I'm looking at Jim West. I kept thinking, there's no fucking way I'm going to let this fucking predator.
First of all, these are rumors. These are alleged rumors. Alleged.
Beat me and have a fucking victory over me. You right? Like, so my motivation was thinking about, like, Jim West. I fucking hate that guy. Like, no, it's crazy. Like, and I love Fluffy.
This is where he puts over Fluffy.
He's a stand-up guy. Is there anybody that's 35 around here? Anybody close to 35 years old? Can you picture 36 being 35 years old and meeting a sweet little 14-year-old Aspen Ladd?
Now, I did look at some, tangentially, I looked at some stuff, and I don't see anything. If you guys know anything, send me some links. I'll read up. I got time. But he went ballsy with this, dude. Like, he tries so hard in this press conference to just cause as much bullshit as possible. I mean, he also pissed off his one teammate, Chris Curtis, for bringing in Kyle Rittenhouse to, I think, Extreme Couture. So let's continue. Come on.
And saying, I'm going to marry her when she turns 18.
Allegedly.
That's what fucking Jim West did. So whenever I was in that cage and me and Fluffy are locked in and I'm looking over at Jim West and I was like, fuck this guy. I am not letting this motherfucker. I wasn't fighting Fluffy. I was fighting Jim West. Swear to God.
I love it. I like his motivation. Don't know. Again, I do not know about any of the BS between the coach and Aspen Ladd. I don't know anything. I don't remember anything, at least. It is creepy. Sometimes you do get those gym owners that will prey upon their female. I mean, I've heard stories through gyms and, you know, fighters and all kinds of different people. When you get a creep in there, it kind of permeates and puts like bad vibes on the entire team. And when you got especially somebody who's a perv, it's never a good situation because it leeches off of everybody else. But let's continue.
God.
To be clear, I did not bait you to say that, correct?
Oh, yeah, you baited the fuck. But it was good. You made it interesting. I mean,
he's saying, if you watch the press conference also prior to this, this girl's name is Amy. I don't know her name. I don't really follow mixed martial arts news people that often. Why? Like, I don't like Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani to me is one of the biggest cry bullies you'll ever see in your life. He is a journalist. He is one of those like really gotcha journalists who tries to make his entire shtick that I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to get to the bottom of this instead of actually having a show where you just fucking hang out and talk. A lot of times Ariel will do that. A lot of times. And then he'll just go into some kind of bullshit gotcha question where you're like, what does that have to do with anything y'all were talking about prior? You just wanted to throw that in to just kind of throw the conversation off into another branch instead of actually doing this thing called, I don't know, segueing. And Ariel just isn't good at it. He's not good at segueing. I'm not good at segueing. I'm not saying I'm fucking king shit when it comes to broadcast journalism. I barely do any on this fucking show. This show is just me getting drunk and talking to you about news shit that I find interesting. That's all this show will ever be, really. I mean, for as long as I will be doing this show, you can rest assured, my little cherubs, I will be the same guy every single time, no matter who I have on, no matter who my news people are, or who I'm talking to the news people or talking to about the news. If I can fucking talk, for God's sake. This happened to me earlier at my fucking show in Eastlake. God, fucking damn it. Anyway, let's get back to Sean Strickland talking crazy.
These motherfuckers are so boring in this sport. Like, these guys have no personality. You got Colby, the pretend, the pretend.
He does. Let's go back to this point right here, because I kind of want to. Let me see if I got the right one.
Say that correct.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what he's about to say here, I fully agree with, and I think it's also what's the word I'm looking for here? Fan led more than it is, and less fighter led, where you get these fucking keyboard warrior douchebags who just want to be like, well, I think mixed martial arts should be about the martial arts and not about the personalities. And then you have guys like me who love professional wrestling as a kid, always have. I love that shit. I love personality. I want personality to make me care. Boxers have always had that. Boxers have had a lot of personality. They understood marketing. They understood this. MMA fighters, we're starting to get generations of guys who are talking shit. We got the one guy who does the Macho Man Randy Savage thing. Hey, George. Good to see you, George. Go watch Abraham Drinking, by the way. Go watch them tomorrow on this on the very platform that's named after them. So it's a good time. Good time. I'm going to be on there soon. But, yeah, man, like, we're starting to get guys who understand fight promotion. We're starting to see it. It's a slow process. Obviously, Conor was, oh God, come on, was the first. He was the first. Well, Chael was the first to bring like the pro wrestling element, because Brock didn't even bring that shit. Brock never brought any, and he didn't really have a personality in the WWE. That came later. Let me see if I can fucking get myself more in frame. Perfect. That looks great. I'm gonna have to fix it probably. No, I can probably use this though. But I mean, you're talking about a guy in Sean Strickland who is all this one in Sean Strickland right here, who is a personality on his own. The UFC, mixed martial arts, boxing, combat sports in general. It's when you see a guy like a Sean Strickland, if I can use my fingers properly here, like a Sean Strickland, who is just a psycho, and this is his normal fucking MO. Like, this is his normal MO. Not saying it's a bad thing, not saying that it's terrible, not saying that he shouldn't be doing what he's doing, because it draws eyes. I am, sadly, a fan of the two dogs fucking on the side of the road principle, where if you don't know what that is, it's no matter what, you gotta kind of look. You may be slow passing by. Some people may stop and stare and go, what the fuck am I watching? But most of the time, people are just going to fucking walk, drive by and be like, oh, that's interesting. Sean Strickland is not two dogs fucking on the side of the road. Sean Strickland is a glorious, glorious fireworks display that ends with at least one tech losing a finger at the end of the night. People had fun, but the chaos that you don't see around you is what's the most interesting part. And Sean Strickland is that guy 24/7. You want to see what he's going to do next. Conor McGregor, same thing. But what he says right here is very true.
You baited the fuck, but it was good. You made it interesting. I mean, these motherfuckers are so boring in this sport. Like, these guys have no personality. You got Colby, the pretend Republican. But
I'm glad somebody called it out there. I really am. I'm glad somebody had to say it. That, we all knew Colby was a thing, but even this motherfucker is saying it. That's it. But here's the parts that really threw shit off here, kids.
Like, who's really like entertaining? You got Chimaev, the fucking go fucker. Like, who?
And that's when the wheels fell off, everyone. This is when the wheels fell off perfectly.
Who's really entertaining in this division? Nobody. So
yeah, mention.
Oh, that's a wrap.
Called him a goat fucker and then cut the fucking thing off. So yeah, that happened. But then I actually found video, I believe, of Sean Strickland after the mics were cut off. I believe that's what this is. Yeah. Yeah. Here it is. I'm going to share this tab instead.
Wrap.
All right. Then let's zoom in. Not zoom in. Let's zoom out. Just for the audio mainly of this, but here's the audio from the Sean Strickland debacle here.
Anyways, wait, I got one for Smo. It ain't a rap, dog. Relax, UFC motherfucker. What's up, Smo?
I gotta ask you this. You stopped the guy with the 8-fight win streak. Do you feel like Sean Strickland did enough to get the next title shot in the middleweight division?
Yes, I fucking did. I don't think this thing works. I'll stand up. Yes, Judge, enough. Listen, you don't want to see any of these motherfuckers fight that little Chechen whore. You want to see the last fucking American in this sport going, fuck that guy up. And that's what's going to happen.
What did Sean Strickland do to beat Khamzat Chimaev inside?
Anything I fucking want, dude. Anything I fucking want, dude. I'll bring a fucking go. You'll get distracted. Anything I fucking want.
There it was. And, I mean, again, UFC, Paramount, they've got shareholders. We know who a lot of the shareholders are in Paramount. I believe there's a good amount of Saudi money being thrown every which way but loose by the Saudi family, and you can't do that shit anymore because a lot of corporations are afraid of groups boycotting, losing subscribers over it, which he could, absolutely could, but it's Sean Strickland. You knew what you got when you signed him. Dana can never say he did not know Sean Strickland was going to be this psychopath when he signed him. It's too good of a signing for him not to have been something after he got his fucking sea legs on the mic. Without a doubt. Sean Strickland. Hi, Jimmy. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Yeah, Jimmy Ward. Go check out the mental ward on Abraham Drinking as well. YouTube, Facebook. Like and subscribe on my channel, Ray Hyclak. YouTube.com/@Ray Hyclak. It will not fucking go to my thing the old school way, which pisses me off, kind of. I'm on YouTube. Nobody watches the show. I get like 15 views, fucking thing. Whoever you are, the 4 people that watch this video 75 times, thank you. But YouTube, I got a bone to pick. Before we talk about the Carano Rousey Netflix announcement, which came out of fucking left field. And I think we'll talk about that more here in a second. But like YouTube, with what they do on, like, I forgot what I was going to talk about with YouTube. YouTube pissed me off recently about something that had to do with, I think, Reels, but I can't remember now. Fuck. I had a whole long rant that I was going to talk about fucking YouTube. Shit. Fuck shit. Okay. We'll move right along to Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, kids. I mean, this is versus Gina Carano. is signed. Dana's. We'll talk about Dana's breaking his silence on it. It's MVP Promotions, which I think is Jake Paul's promotion. We'll just run down this card here in a sec, but I gotta find. Okay, we'll go to Yahoo Sports here. They didn't want to pay us the money we. Oh God. Okay. Well, good for Ronda for feeling that way, but I just. She made more money probably than 99% of the women on the roster. So I don't know what she was bitching about. She made movies. All right. Ronda Rousey explains why Gina Carano fight isn't happening in the UFC. They didn't want to pay us the money we deserve. Sounds like somebody who Dana said, I'm good. That's what I gather from that. I don't gather any other kind of reality statement outside of Dana went, I'm fucking good. You go hang out with Travis Brown and you go make babies. Bye, bitch. That's kind of what I believe Dana would have said about the pay. Not paying you much. How hard up are you where fucking TKO WWE money is gone now? What? And I mean, Gina hasn't fought in 17 years. Gina Carano hasn't been in a mixed martial arts situation in nigh on over a decade, I think, at this point, or close to a decade. No, it's been over a decade. Yeah. It's been almost 20 years. So what is the promotion for this? How do you promote this and make money is my question. Because we've already seen, Ronda playing the whole we deserve more money thing, which anytime that is thrown out there, it just means the company said no a lot of the time. But you want to, get your star, you want to hook it up to a woman like Gina Carano, who, for all intents and purposes, until fucking 2019 was on pace movie-wise for stardom. She starred in Deadpool. She starred in The Mandalorian. She was huge in The Mandalorian. Sexy and thick, but huge in that role. People loved her. I loved it because I love Gina. I watched her back in Strike Force when she was the queen of mixed martial arts. Nobody else could fucking touch Gina Carano. She was that goddamn good. But now we got a Gina Carano who's been through life. We got Ronda Rousey who's had her brain scrambled twice by different fighters. Holly Holm being the first, and then Amanda Nunes putting her in fucking orbit the last time she was in a cage. And she tried to be a badass. She tried to do the WWE thing, and for her it failed. It's another thing about when we're talking about shit talkers like Sean Strickland versus somebody who you can tell is just fucking trying, like a Colby Covington. You can tell it's an act. Is it enjoyable? Fuck yeah, it is. Because it's Colby Covington and he's doing what he's fucking doing, trying to be like an Andrew Tate brosphere guy. It works. You love to hate it. You hate it or you fucking love it. That's the beauty of promotion of a combat sport. You can get those guys. But this is not going to be one of those times where this really works. I don't see... One, I see MVP losing their ass. If they back the Brinks truck up especially. Like, if you back the goddamn Brinks truck up for this, you've lost the promotional war. Because, again, the fighter pay thing, and I'll go back to the troll hole here, and just look at the camera when I say this. Fighter pay argument in mixed martial arts is dead. For now. If there starts becoming, $100 million gates where it's just boom, 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 boom. But the UFC and mixed martial arts and promotion in general is a very hard game to do. And when you figure it out, I haven't figured it out as a comedian or as an event booker. I have done both. I have booked shows and been, the guy in charge of paying people and all that kind of stuff. Very early on in my comedy career. I know I don't want to really do it. That's why I don't book shows. But the world of professional mixed martial arts, we have officially shown fighter pay is dead. Because look at the promotions, look at the men that run or ran these failing promotions, ONE FC, Strike Force, paid buku bucks. Bellator, buku contracts, paid way more than they were probably taking in at actual event revenue. And now PFL owns Bellator. And PFL is slowly dying a death. The UFC has it proper because they understand production. The production needs to be secondary. The fights need to be primary. And sadly, you have people who have zero personality in the UFC, like Sean Strickland said. So that's why you're not drawing money. Conor McGregor is a billionaire, 100 millionaire, because he knew how to market himself. A lot of mixed martial arts guys won't be able to do that. Ronda by herself cannot do it. And I think this is going to harm MVP in the long run. I really do. Let's read this article by Yahoo News. Ronda Rousey was more than ready to make her UFC or return to the UFC or in the UFC until the promotion inked a new deal with Paramount that changed everything. So the $7 billion that Paramount Plus is paying for this, which again, the advertising is a bit much. Luckily, they've kind of changed some stuff to where we actually see entrances now. But without any kind of advertisements, I didn't see anything in the main event last night of Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez, but it was there. They did do a lot of picture-in-picture, which I'm fine with, whatever. And months prior to the announcement that she would be facing Gina Carano in her first fight back in almost a decade, the former UFC women's bantamweight champion reached out to Dana White to broker a deal for her comeback. Rousey has always maintained a close relationship with the UFC CEO and says that she first approached White with the idea he was very much on board. I don't think that's the case. We would have heard about that. Dana would have been kind of, we got something coming. We got something. You might want to watch. Might want to watch it. I want to watch the numbered event this weekend. We're going to be announcing a big fucking fight. That's what you would have seen. Dana would never just skip out on a fucking thing. I asked Dana if he would be interested, and he was like, of course, I'd be interested, says Rousey on the Jim Rome show. Jim Rome also. Come on, dog. He sent me this voice memo when I can tell he's super excited about something because he stutters and he's stuttering all over. I'm like, he's down. He reached out to Gina She said that she had already lost 25 pounds. Good shit. The walk back into the octagon was something that she had always wanted to do. That's when the talks started happening. At the same time, she was still 9 months pregnant. Was Rousey? You're still, dude. That's nuts. Why would you be making a fucking thing when you're 9 months pregnant? I get it. You got to make your return sometime, and it'll be whatever. Targeting a New Year's date, so she would have given birth to the kid 3 months later. She would have been in the octagon. I don't see that being a case. But after she gave birth, Ronda Rousey explained that Carano still needed a little bit more time to get prepared. Of course, she's been out since fucking like 2006 or 7, somewhere in there. I mean, she has not been in a cage in over a decade. I think it was 2017, but I'm not fully 100%. By then, the UFC had inked the $7.7 billion deal to move from ESPN to Paramount Plus, with pay-per-views being eliminated entirely, which was a huge part of the compensation for the return. See, again, they fucked with her money because the pay-per-view revenue wasn't going to be coming in anymore. That's how this is going to be spun for a lot of people in the news sphere. But if you really kind of re-engineer this, they told her pay-per-view buys weren't going to be a thing after the deal with Paramount had been inked for $7.7 billion. I have no discernible proof that this happened, but I guarantee you, or would happen, but I think Dana would have told Ronda, like, hey, listen, we're not doing pay-per-view anymore. So this is what you're going to get. And she probably was like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm fucking Ronda Rousey. I deserve more money. It was a money thing, but it was the fact that she wasn't going to be getting points on that pay-per-view because that pay-per-view was going to be a draw. And I don't mean draw as in the finish of the fight. I'm talking about Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, two, let's face it, era's gone by at this point. They're not spring chickens anymore. They're the Ronda's had her kids. I think Gina has like a kid. I can't remember. Rousey, like many prominent UFC fighter or prominent fighters in the UFC, along with most champions, earn bonuses based on pay-per-view sales. This is a true statement. Originally, I wanted a New Year's date, or I wanted it for New Year's, and I went to Dana, and I'm like, you always say, I'm the best fighter you ever worked with. Reward me for it. No. He can choose to do whatever the fuck he wants, Ronda. That's on Daddy Dana. All right. He's like, all right, I'm going to go back and get you the best deal I've ever had. He came back and literally brought me a deal where I'm making more pay-per-view buy than anybody in history. Again, I don't see that being the case. He wouldn't just make some shit like that. If he did, he's a fool. But we've already known Dana kind of likes putting his foot in his mouth. High five, thanks, Dana, but Gina needed some more time. It happened to go the other side, win the ESPN deal, and the pay-per-view model would be ending, and they'd be going just to streaming on Paramount Plus. Oh, there we are. Just turned down my own microphone. Cool. This show has been a fucking disaster, but so much fun. Thank you guys for being here. Now they're a publicly traded company, but I had to do it. I had to put it, and how do I put it? They didn't want to set a percentage of giving guaranteed money that I deserve, because once I raise the tide, it lifts all boats. The Francis Ngannou principle, right here. Oh, well, I was doing this for other people. Oh, this wasn't about my money. This wasn't about my fucking my life, or it's nothing about me, guys. I don't want the money. I already have it. If I brought the money up, well, that means that people are just going to get they're going to get more money now, and they don't want to have that. No, it's because they didn't have a fucking deal, Ronda. They didn't have a goddamn deal in place. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. You've been a worker your whole fucking life. Here goes. You have to read down a little bit. They just made a $7.7 billion deal at Paramount, so it's in their best interest actually not to put on the best fights possible, but to spend as little money as possible so they can keep it. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Woohoo! Let's give it. Oh, tropes being used. By washed up fighters. Oh, well, I love this. Here's the quote. Here's the exact quote. They made a $7.7 billion deal, so it's in their best interest not to put on the best fights. Not to put on the best fights. Not to put on the best fights, Ronda. Are you fucking kidding me? There's probably a clause in that fucking contract where if views drop below a certain amount, they can terminate that. Would you have fallen underneath that, Ronda? Were you one of those fights that was possibly in danger? You can't sell a fight on your own. You need to fucking have somebody else be something for you. Sorry. I'm not going to be nice with a woman who's, you can tell she just wanted more money. And she was pissed she didn't get more money. Because she is Ronda Rousey, the queen of mixed martial arts in the history and annals of the sport. Miss Little undefeated in Strike Force. Miss Little undefeated until Holly Holm in Australia, in that soccer stadium, in front of a lot of people, Ronda. You going to take a little bit of a hit from that? Also, are we talking about the fact that you went after the professional wrestling fan? Oh, we're too sensitive. Fuck you, Ronda. Fuck you. Because I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of washed up fighters. And I'm tired of guys who don't deserve the money they're getting. This is pro wrestling in the fucking 70s and 60s. There are guys right now making the money they deserve because they're a fucking draw. They get people views on the product. They sell tickets when they do this. Even if it's a guy on the prelims. Guess what? That guy's going to go up the fucking card if people like him online or on television. Ronda, you're a cunt. Pure and simple, dog. And you've kind of fucked Gina on the same thing. I'm going to say it. I don't care. I do not believe what this bitch is saying. Because she's lied before. She's lied before. And again, if Dana made any kind of, I'm in. I'm in. You're an idiot too. You're an idiot too because you supposedly showed your cards to your highest paid fucking star when you shouldn't. You could have held that bitch at fucking emotional goddamn bondage point. So she would have accepted anything. Because apparently she's desperate. Like she's just desperate to get back into the mixed martial arts thing because she thinks she's Ronda Rousey. Sorry, babe, you're gone. There's Amanda Nunes is going to be a bigger pay-per-view or stream rate view than this year than Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. I have no doubt about it. And again, she just seems like she's doing this. Dana is now legally obligated to maximize shareholder value. It's not just proving the concept of fighting and putting on the best fights possible. This is a sport to be taken seriously. I think now that they've sold the company, it's out of Dana's hands, unfortunately. Now it's falling on Hunter Campbell and UFC. Who runs the UFC corporate? Who's the president? Who's the president? Fuck you. Where they don't care about putting on the best fights possible. They care about putting on the most cost-effective fights possible. No. Sorry. Because it's on the fighters to have the best fights. Have a fucking a whole card full of dark horses. Try it. I guarantee you 6 out of the 12 will be dark horse fights. That are just wild fucking fights, dude. And we had a couple fights this weekend that were pretty fucking good, if I'm gonna be honest. Ronda. Little Miss Hip Toss. Like, I don't give a fuck about your feelings, dude. This is the fight game. It's not the fight team. All right, you may be on a fight team, but when it comes to the actual game you play, like a lot of combat sports, man, it's individual. And you do not have a good brand right now. Pure and simple, Ronda. Pure and simple, you do not have a good brand. And maybe it's the person you're pissed off at the most is the one you have to really kind of look at in the mirror. The woman that did lose to Holly Holm and had a mental breakdown after it. Was that a thing, Ronda? A woman who stepped away from mixed martial arts so long after that fight with Holly Holm never won again. Unless Vince McMahon or Paul Levesque told somebody to put their shoulders to the mat for you. Am I lying? Let's look up Ronda Rousey's last win. Let's look it up. I guarantee you, last win. 20. She has not fought, by the way, in over a decade. The last win she had was the Betts Correa knockout, where she starched her 11 years ago. 11 years ago now is the last time Ronda Rousey fought and won. 11 years ago. UFC 20 more. 13 more. And I'm at UFC 203. 2015. Going into 2016. Hasn't won. Holly Holm beats the piss out of her. Amanda Nunes in 2016 sends her to the WWE, where she had a great match with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That's it. That's it. Gina Carano. MMA record. Or let's see, last win. What was her last win? ...2008 against Kelly Cobalt at Elite XC. She is now, it was Elite XC Heat, October 4th, 2008. We're almost 20 years. 18 years ago was Gina Carano's last professional win in mixed martial arts. Let's just go down the list. Hottest woman in mixed martial arts history. Jackson Wink may be where she's going to be. She's down 20 pounds. Is what Ronda said. All right. She lost. Her last loss was August 15th, 2009 against the current PFL Women's Bantamweight champion, Cris Cyborg. I mean, 8 wins, 7-1, or 8 matches, 7-1, 3 by knockout. She got a submission victory. That was the Kelly Kobold fight, 3 decisions. Gina, I think, has a better shot of winning this fight than Ronda has. I do not see Ronda Rousey winning this fight. Because the single biggest amount of pressure, and Ronda will fold like a cheap card table. Will fold. Hard. Very hard. I do not see Ronda Rousey winning this fight at all. So it's kind of insane. It's kind of wild that you would see just shitbaggery from fucking Ronda like this, and being like, well, now they just don't want to put on good fights. They just want to put on the cheapest one. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. You're insulting. Also, you're also implying that MMA fans just don't care and we watch whatever. Again, you're looking at a company like Bellator. You're looking at a company like Elite XC, who Ronda, I don't think fought for, but Gina did. And Gina was like actually a bit of a star in Elite XC. Let me see real quick. Did Ronda fight in Elite XC? Man, it's been so... Dude, that fucking organization, you want to talk about fly by night. You get a caught or accused of fight fucking tampering and telling guys not to go to the ground with Kimbo Slice. Like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, she didn't go to Elite XC. No, yeah, she didn't do Elite XC. So this is like the next generation taking on her or the generation prior to what we have now, kind of taking on her predecessor. So this is, I don't think that she's going to give the desire. This is going to give the desired effect that she was thinking it would. But you know, it is what it is. You can't fault. I mean, you can't fault stupid people. You can't really fault any kind of human being for being dumb. But Ronda Rousey has not made great fucking things. Same with like Francis Ngannou, dude. Like Francis Ngannou fucked himself royally. I mean, he could have been the biggest like African star ever, but he wanted too much. He thought he had a chance. He had the ability, but he just couldn't do it. And I guarantee you, if Dana wasn't doing the UFC, they would have backed the Brinks truck up for Francis in the UFC, and the UFC would probably be in financial trouble right now, if I'm being quite honest. Man, I think we'd be done after this. But I do want to talk about before we go. I know I talked about the Vince thing. We'll talk about that next week. We got time. He's still alive. And it was from August. I wasn't even doing the show back then, sadly. But Team USA, men's hockey. I am a hockey fan. Used to be more hardcore. But I honestly I watch Olympic hockey every 4 years, like all the other psychotic people. But this was actually kind of a cool thing. I'm gonna go there. High sticking. There it is. Yeah. Yep, there it is. I got to go back a couple here. There we are. They're on the center of the ice at least. That works for me. All right. Team USA getting the job done against Canada. First time they've won a medal, a gold medal, in 46 years. And the guy that did it, the guy that scored this goal, lost his teeth and then came back out on the ice to create magic. So we'll come back. Jack Hughes should get blowjobs from puck bunnies from the rest of his life after this. I mean, this dude just lost his teeth and then ends up with probably one of the greatest goals on a Canadian goaltender in Olympic history. 5-hole, right side 5-hole, underneath the right pad here. Watch this. Look at our boy right here. Hughes is coming up the ice. 3 men, all on 2 dudes. The defensive breakdown on this is sadistic. Look at this. Look at the 3. And yeah, I got to tell you, not a fan of 3-on-3 overtime in the Olympics. Not a fan. We'll talk about that in a sec. But just like looking at this, honestly, I would have, if I was the coach here, I would have moved the guy in the center back to the guy, or told this dude, if they drop somebody, you follow with. You come in. Do I have a Telestrator app on this? Please tell me I have a fucking Telestrator. I'm going to look at this and add this in real fucking time. If I have a Telestrator. Tell me I have a Telestrator. Whiteboard, I don't even think that's going to be the proper way to do this. No, it's not it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. But like right here, dude, Canadian defenseman, top of the zone. It's he's looking for something. I don't know what, but it looks like he's trying to play catch up here too. But like this guy should have picked up the defensive over here, or the defensive assignment, and been able to kind of block that pass and clear the zone. It would have just been a normal zone clear. We might not be talking about Jack Hughes and his missing teeth, but we are. So let's watch this again. Look at this look at the perfect lane placement down, just streaking towards the goal. Bam, bam. Hot. See that again. Ooh. Oh, as a hockey player, you pray for these fucking moments. You really do. Let's watch this from a different angle. Underneath, bam, hits the left leg of the goaltender, goes in for one of the more miraculous comebacks. Because again, they all did Team Canada. I mean, it sucked for them to not be able to get that done, but you didn't have your major star. He's got a knee injury that they're talking, or hopefully will not affect us for the rest of the season. Fucking Penguins fan right here. I know we're not completely great, but we've made a turnaround before the Olympic break, and now Sid's out. He doesn't get a gold medal, which sucks. Hurts his legacy in the long run. But he's got 3 Stanley Cups and 2 more than the guy that drafted him. Or 1 more than the guy that drafted him. So we're good. We're good, man. But it sucks because you don't want to see. I love Sid. I think Sidney Crosby is the greatest player of all time that I've seen play hockey. I mean, he's one of the best players of all time. If you don't think that, then you're just an Ovechkin mark, and you need to shut the fuck up and sit down, Yuri. But yeah, to have the gold medal game, it was at like 8 a.m. I had some stuff that I was doing that didn't allow me to go out to watch it at 9 a.m. Watch watched clips of each goal, but I saw the clip of the final goal. Again, Jack Hughes, that guy just set himself up a pussy train as my light falls. That guy just set himself up a pussy train that I don't think is going to stop for him when it comes to NHL puck bunnies. I do, like, NHL puck bunnies are going to just be all over him, which is fun. You're the guy that said, for the first time in 46 years, the United States beats Canada in a 3-on-3 overtime to win the gold medal. This was basically just to set up the gold medal win for the United States. And I was rooting for the USA. I'm happy we won. I'm very happy the United States is the kings of Olympic hockey once again for the first time in almost 50 years. Sweet. Would have been more meaningful, to be honest, if it was the actual anniversary, the 50th anniversary coming up here in 2030. Yeah, 2030. So I would have liked that more. But I do have a problem with the win because of the fact that it wasn't 5-on-5. I feel like if you're going to do the Olympic way, you're going to go the old school way. You're not going to use the modern NHL rules. Because the modern NHL rules, they're okay. They're not great. But they worked. Or they work. But like the old NHL rules, no shootouts, sudden death overtime every single game. Games felt like they mattered. And this is one of those times where the game did matter. It's just the way it happened, I'm not a fan of. Glad we won. Our goalie had I think it was a 9.76 save percentage for the Olympics. And that's wild to me. Yeah, we won. Kept it going, or they were able to go into overtime and get the game-winning goal after the dude lost his teeth. That's awesome. Do I think it's going to help hockey in this country? Fuck no, because nobody gives a shit about hockey in this country, sadly. Sadly, nobody cares about hockey in this country. I wish they did. I wish the NHL would be the biggest league in the fucking country. I wish it would, because it is an American sport. You have weapons in your hands that are blades and fucking sticks, and you get to shove your shoulder into some dude's face and knock him out on the fucking ice. And fight! We police our own in hockey. So it's one of those, and I know people be like, oh, baseball and football, y'all don't do dick when your teammates fucking get fucked up. Dick. The fights get fucking broken up in 2 seconds. When you hear the whistle blow and you know motherfuckers about to go, oh, it's the best. Better than a UFC fight. But do I think that the Olympics should be old school rules, 5-on-5 overtime until there is a winner? Yes. Yes. Penalties cost games. Should be what the Olympics, if the Olympics end, if a gold medal game ended on the idea that like, oh, we're going to do a shootout, I'd never watch hockey again. Or at least Olympic hockey. I'd watch NHL hockey because I like it and it's in my country. But it is, it's not football, which is for pussies. So enough about that. And I think it's about time I hit the old Dusty trick. Been with you for about an hour and 10 minutes. Talked about a lot of stuff. My clips on Ronda Rousey are going to be fun. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Let me see where this is at because I feel like it's too loud. No, it's not too loud. Talked about a lot. I'm going to check out the replay with timestamps. I've been timestamping shit. So that's always a fun time. But I'm going to go watch some TV and get ready for bed. I got to be up sometime in the morning. I'm unemployed. If you want to help me out, buy me coffee / The Ray Hyclak Show. Venmo.com / Ray Hyclak. If you like what I do, you want to support what I'm doing, appreciate you. Let me get that more thumb in frame. So you guys have a great night. I'll see you guys later. And as always, if you're having a bad day, the one thing I want you to remember is everybody gets bugs. Have a great night, guys. Thank you.